Settle back into the awareness of your sitting posture, remembering that the very simplest of meditation instructions is to sit and know you're sitting. In that space of awareness, all other objects of experience will become clear. Sit and know you're sitting. In that awareness, you may notice the feeling of each breath, of each half-breath. Breathing in, know you're breathing in. Breathing out, know you're breathing out. Nothing special to do. Simply notice and feel the sensations that naturally arise as a function of breathing. You might feel the sensations at the nostrils or the upper lip. You might feel the breath in the movement of the chest or the abdomen. You might feel it throughout the body. It's not a question of looking for the breath, but rather being relaxed and settled back and simply being aware of how it presents itself. Let the breath find its own natural rhythm. You can trust the body. It knows how to breathe by itself. You can trust the mind. Its function is awareness. When different sensations become predominant and call your attention away from the breath, simply open to the feeling of those particular sensations. They become the object of awareness for as long as they're predominant. Notice the difference between the concept of part of the body, back, knees, shoulders, and the actual felt sensations of tightness, pressure, tingling, heat, cold. And as you become aware of different sensations appearing, notice what happens to them as you're being aware. Notice how they behave. They're getting stronger, weaker, expanding, diminishing. So you begin to become attuned to the process of change, as well as the content of what's arising. Some sensations are pleasant, some are unpleasant. Simply notice that. And become aware and mindful of predominant mind states. The hindrances that Sharon spoke of desire or grasping, the wanting mind. Sometimes you can feel this even in the simplicity of watching the breath. You're feeling the breath. Check the attitude in the mind about it. As you're with the breath, is there a certain wanting there? Wanting calm, wanting concentration? Or simple, clear awareness of the breath as it is? If aversion arises in the mind, let that become the object. Explore the nature of aversion. What does aversion feel like? How does it manifest in the body, in the mind? Might be annoyance, irritation, anger, ill will of some kind. It's just another arising appearance. Investigate sleepiness if it arises. What is the experience that you're calling sleepiness? You can bring a careful investigation to all its various components. The different sensations in the body, the different quality in the mind of dullness or heaviness. Notice the difference between being identified with the sleepiness and exploring its nature. The same for restlessness and doubt. And today we'll expand the field of awareness to include the entire range of emotion and mind states. The pleasant ones, as well as the unpleasant. If there's calm, if there's peace, if there's interest, if there's excitement, each of these are arising conditions. We can be aware of them as well, be mindful of them. Simply seeing how they appear out of conditions coming together, how they change as the conditions change. Simply something else to notice, to be mindful of. When sounds appear, be aware of hearing. And today also pay particular attention to the arising of thought and image in the mind. Thoughts are words in the mind, images are pictures in the mind. Be aware of them in the same way that you're aware of sound. It's not a distraction, it's just another arising object. thoughts are very subtle. They seem to slip in, and we get lost in them for some time. So at first you may become mindful of thinking after it's already over. As the mindfulness gets stronger, you become aware of thought in the middle. And when the mind is quite clear, you can be aware of thought just as it arises, sometimes even the intention to think. When thoughts arise in the mind, check your attitude about them. Is there annoyance? Is there irritation? Is there wanting them to stop? Is there simple mindfulness that thinking is present? The idea is not to stop thinking, but to be aware of it. And as the mind becomes more familiar with thought as an object of mindfulness, you can then look at the very nature of thought. What is it as a phenomenon? We can begin to see so clearly its fleeting, insubstantial nature. There's not much there. Use the breath or the body as your primary object of attention. It's the anchor. And from that base of awareness of the breath, simply notice any other arising predominant experience. Notice how it's all a passing show. And from time to time, check your attitude about what's arising. Is there grasping at it? Is there aversion to it? Is there openness to it? Because often the attitude about things remains unnoticed. And it's often helpful to sit with a half smile.